My name's Adam Hills. Welcome to A Very Specky Christmas, the music quiz show that's putting its feet up in front of an open fire, sipping some warm eggnog and thinking, it's the middle of summer, I probably don't need an open fire or warm eggnog. Tonight we're going to celebrate Christmas and take a look back at the year in music, and we wouldn't dare do it without our two team captains, Alan Bro and Miff Warhurst. Dropping round to help Alan celebrate Christmas this year is one of the most popular and successful musicians in Australia today, along with one of the most loved members of the Spicks and Specks family. Come on in, Missy Higgins and Hamish Blake.
Please. I know it's a long way from frankincense and myrrh, but please accept Cab Sav and biscuits.
So welcome, Merry Christmas everyone. Missy, we've got to say we're very lucky to have you on the show. For a number of reasons. You must be incredibly busy at the moment, after a huge year, but also you're touring Australia with Tim Rogers.
I am.
And, you know, there's a whole story about him knocking you out backstage a few years ago.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to remember because I was knocked out and therefore it's a bit of a black period for me. But, apparently, no, he came towards me and he kind of embraced me in a very loving way, picked me up off the ground and somehow tripped over a tent peg and fell on top of me and I smashed my head and I was kind of out cold for about 30 seconds. And I woke up and didn't have a clue where I was. Like, I did not recognise my band, anyone around me. They were all complete strangers. And I was in Tasmania for the Falls Festival and every 30 seconds they were telling me I was in Tasmania. I was like, Tasmania! What? I couldn't comprehend that I was on this island at the bottom of the continent and, yeah, it was everything.
I don't think they can either sometimes.
Yeah. It's funny because when I kind of woke up and I slowly was regaining my memory, it's like it hit that part of my head that was my inhibitions, and I totally lost them. And I was hugging everybody, I was jumping up and down, like getting everyone into, you know. Woo!
I hate to say it, but it sounds like a cheap alternative to booze on New Year's Eve.
If we could hire, how much would he charge, like, for a night where he'd just come around their house and knock everyone out for a bit?
Yeah. Every hour you get a bit of a top-up.
People in emergency rooms, this guy's been rogered. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Another way to end Christmas.
All right, our first game tonight is called Know Your Product. Each team gets to pick a topic that everybody will be quizzed on. On to in the news. Your first question for 1 point. Which group reformed this year, releasing the single Headlines, Friendship Never Ends?
Oh,
yes?
Spice Girls.
It was the Spice Girls, yes. Excellent work.
No, you're all over that.
It's kind of bittersweet, isn't it? To come on this show and go, I got one right. It was the Spice Girls.
Yeah,
Well, they're not really girls anymore, let's face it.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, have a look at that photo. I mean, that's embarrassing, isn't it?
I'm waiting for the song, If You Want to Be Menopausal.
The Spice Girls made their first stage appearance in years this year when they performed at a Victoria's Secret fashion show. And if you're wondering what Victoria's Secret is, it's that she can't sing. In this round, teams have to buzz in and identify the tune being performed live in the studio. Tonight, the songs will have some relevance to 2007 and will be performed by the Adam Simmons Toy Band with bells on. Alan's team just got in there first. What was the song?
It was a Mika song, Grace Kelly.
Grace Kelly by Mika. Well played. Now, while we're talking embarrassing Christmases with relatives, Missy, I happen to know a story about you and your grandmother and some cake.
Yeah. Oh, golly. I made a special kind of cake for Christmas because family Christmases can usually be a little bit dull. And
So did it have lots of... was it quite spicy?
let's just put it that way.
Some herbs in there.
Herbs, yeah. The green
not
kind.
From a Christmas tree, but something that looks similar. Is that what we're talking?
Similar, yeah.
Kind of Christmas tree you grow with UV lights in your bathtub?
I'm scared to ask what the icing was made out of.
So you gave this to your grandma?
Yeah, we kind of... the rest of my family was in on it because my mum and dad are a little bit cheeky too. And we thought, we'll give it to her. We won't tell her. We'll just see how she goes. And we kind of pushed it out. And we watched her. She thought, oh, she's English. So, oh, this is delicious. And we kind of just watched her get increasingly giggly for the rest of the night. And we ended up telling her halfway through the piece of cake, and she was totally fine with it.
Weren't you alarmed when she started eating the Christmas tree? Did that not take you wrong?
Yeah.
Now, Christmas is a time for catching up with friends, and this year a whole bunch of musicians have gathered together in the one place to recover from 2007. So we're going to pay them a visit and deliver some Christmas presents to them. The place they've all chosen to gather this year is the Keith Richards Retreat for the Tired and Emotional. Right, Alan, Missy and Hamish, would you like to make your way down to the throwing area, please? Round of applause, Alan, Missy and Hamish.
Feeling good?
Now, for you guys, the retreat has hired a different orderly to try and stop the presents getting through. Would you please welcome Brian Mannix?
I'm feeling sort of Richard Gere, sexy officer and a gentleman from the top up, and Shane Warne chunky from the waist down. But it's all good.
You could actually fit through that door, couldn't you?
Adam, can I just point out that I reckon 90% of them are going to go to the top ones? just quietly.
Thanks, Frank. What's that? Oh, yeah.
That's not going to work.
Well, no, it worked for me, Hamish.
Everyone, grab a few presents, come on forward.
You definitely want to do this, Frank.
I'm starting to lose confidence, to be honest.
Your time has started. There it is. Look, you know, it's only fair that I start helping at this point as well. Jeez.
No, that's not working.
Hey. Oh, no. Oh, time's up. Time's up. You may be surprised to know that's not how we thought that would end up. How many did they get through, Santa?
7, unfortunately.
Oh, 7, still pretty damn good.
Oh, well. It doesn't hardly seem fair.
Which means at the end of that round, the scores are dead set even.
Oh.
Alan, Missy, Hamish on 22 points. Smith, Rhonda, Andrew, also 22 points.